Before February the 18th, Selma was just a normal town in the middle of Alabama, with narrow avenues, small boulevards with all kinds of shops, residential streets with blooming front yards and Victorian large houses with colorful flowers and freshly mowed lawns, and Alabama River winding its way underneath the bridge connecting the two parts of Selma City. But this peaceful idyll was soon to be broken, because underneath the surface of this enchanting atmosphere, a rebellion was growing. Behind the glamorous image of the ordinary American town, a group of people was planning a protest which was soon to become a route to a revolution all over the United States of America.
On February 18th, white segregationists attacked a group of peaceful demonstrators in the nearby town of Marion. In the chaos, an Alabama state trooper fatally shot Jimmy Lee Jackson, a young African-American demonstrator. In response to Jack's death, King and the SCLC planned a massive protest march from Selma to the state capital of Montgomery, 54 miles away. In early 1965, Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference made Selma, Alabama the focus of their efforts to register black voters in the South. On the 25th of March 1965, Martin Luther King led thousands of non-violent demonstrators to the steps of the Capitol in Montgomery, Alabama. After a 5-day, 54-mile, a group of 600 people set out on Sunday, March 7th, but didn't get far before Alabama state troopers, wielding whips, nightsticks, and tear gas, rushed the group at the Edmund Pettus Bridge and beat them back to Selma. The brutal scene was captured on television, enraging in many Americans and drawing civil rights and religious leaders of all faiths to Selma in protest. King told the assembled crowd, "There never was a moment in American history more honorable and more inspiring than the pilgrimage of clergymen and lawyermen of every race and faith pouring into Selma to face danger at the side of its embattled Negroes." King had won the Nobel Peace Prize 1964, and his higher profile would help draw international attention to Selma during the eventful months that followed.
You may think that black and white Americans live in equality today, but that isn't really the case. The segregation isn't as obvious as it was in the 50s and 60s. But in 2014, a black teenage boy named Michael Brown was shot. He was walking down the street with a friend when he was shot to death by a police officer. He was shot because of his skin color. Another innocent murder was Trayvon Martin. He was a 17-year-old who was shot by George Zimmerman, a neighbor watch volunteer. Trayvon went to the drugstore and he bought candy and juice. As he returned from the store, he walked through a neighborhood that had been victimized by robbery several times that year. And one of the members of the community watch spotted him and called the police to report him. The man then followed Trayvon on foot to ensure that he wouldn't try to steal anything from the neighborhood. But moments later, Trayvon was shot in the chest by the man, and he was shot because he looked mysterious.
We must come to see that the end we seek is a society at peace with itself, a society that can live with its conscience. And that will be a day not of the white man, not of the black man. That will be the day of man as man.